it is normal, isn't it? Why? How is it, not normal? And I'm convinced that all of this nonsense is just on the internet and on, college campuses. Um,
Yeah, I think that like when you walk outside your front door, a lot of this is normal. Like
yeah.
life normalizes as soon as you're with people. All right, cool. It looks like we are live currently. Hey guys, it's Misha from Uncommonly Good Biz, and I'm here today. I'm very excited. In fact, I dressed up to interview this guy because he is impressive. This is Mr. Nabeel Aziz. He is Dubai's most expensive copywriter, and we're going to talk about that. I'm really excited to break into that, find out more about that. And he is the author of a brand new book, Dragon Energy, the Tao of Personal Branding. So welcome, Nabeel, and I'm excited to have you here.
Hey, Misha, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on my page last week.
Yes,
And I'm just right now, real quick, sharing it
same, same.
on my thingies with Misha.
I'm taking the crown off. I don't actually need the crown. I know. Nabeel dressed up for this, and I was like, oh, hey, I'm wearing my glasses. Sorry. It is what it is, right? So
Yeah.
yes, tell me, let's get started. Tell me about you. Tell me about your copy biz.
All right. Well, okay. My copy business is just me and my laptop working out of sometimes coffee shop, sometimes an agency, a marketing agency I'm a partner in. And I typically do direct response stuff when I'm not talking shit and trolling people on the internet.
No comment. I don't know anything about that. Uh, cool. All right. Cool. So it's pretty straightforward copywriting business. Is there anything that you specialize in or?
Right now, I'm liking the sales emails because I have a lot of practice writing email. I email my list every single day, and that's working out pretty well. Funny, well, not funny, but interesting fact. I just checked my ConvertKit stats the other day, and I've been emailing every day almost, I think, a little over 6 months now, and the open rate is like 38% average, and the click-through rate is 4.4% average. What I noticed was that it doesn't matter how much you email, your open rate and click-through rate doesn't get affected. In fact, if your open rates and click-through rates are too high, which a lot of people brag about, they'll like screenshot their shit, and it's like the list is like only 50 people, and they have like a 75% open rate. Whoa, check out my fucking email copywriting
It's
skills.
like that's your mom and your aunt. Of course they're opening your emails. Excuse
uh,
me.
yeah, so exactly. So what I noticed was, and I'll just keep talking while Misha does whatever.
I just
Um,
adjust my light. It's not okay. It's super bright, and that's how it's gonna stay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So okay, if your email rates and open rates are too high, that's a sign that you're not emailing often enough. Okay, because the industry benchmark is like here, all right, and then you're over here. That means you're not emailing often enough. And if every email you send has a dollar value attached to it, which most people do, and I learned this from my buddy Alexander Juan Antonio Cortez. He's a personal trainer.
Alexander Juan Antonio Cortez.
Cortez. He's
All
dope.
right,
You need to have him on your page. I'll introduce you. All
please.
right. So he, for a little while, he was emailing his list 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So him and I
Oh my
follow this.
God. 21 emails a week.
Yeah, and he did it for damn near almost a year. Uh, and his open rates and click-through rates were at the industry average. And
Wow.
he told me that every email he sends out, I'm sorry, I'm rambling and just going on and on, but this is fascinating stuff to me. And he told me every email he sends out is basically like $8, like $4 to $8 in revenue generated. Okay, so compare emailing once a week to emailing 21 times a week, and
Yeah.
then just do the math. Okay. Now, for every subscriber he adds, he pretty much adds $1 to his monthly revenue, and he's just scaled up from that. So he's well over 5 figures a month, and he's a ballerino. He's a male ballerina. All
That's
he
awesome.
does is all he does is email his list and sell ebooks and tickets to events. And then the rest of his time, he's involved in his passion of, dancing ballet.
That's super cool. I can't believe that. And like, it's so simple. It's like it can't work, but apparently it does. And I think about what I would like as a customer. And if I got 21 emails, it would be boring and annoying unless those emails had value or entertainment. And I suspect, is that the kind of stuff he's delivering?
He's a very good writer. He's a very good storyteller, and he's a very strong personal brand. And one of the people I base the lessons in my book from. There are a bunch of people that I want to involved in the project that I will be probably interviewing in the Facebook group. I'm gonna call them dragons in the wild. I have this like weird dragon motif running through the entire thing. And these are people who, they're not, marketers or copywriters like you and I, but they've used the fundamentals of marketing to grow their business. And that's ultimately the be all and end all of it. If it doesn't sell, it's not marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, next week I'll be interviewing. So like accidentally, I'm talking about branding this month on Uncommonly Good Biz. Next week I'm interviewing a woman named Stephanie, and her brand is the Decorettes, and she's an interior designer, but she's become so adept at creating a beautiful aesthetic for her brand. So she and I will be talking about visual aesthetic. But she's become so adept at it that other people are turning to her and saying, Steph, can you help me with my brand? So now she additionally sells branding services. Like if you are, that dragon, you're irresistible.
Exactly. And it's not just, my kind of, dragon in the wild. There are others, from the opposite end of, let's say, our, kind of worldview. So I just roll with people in, the male space, and they typically all, alpha males, and, have very strong presence and things like that. But there are people on the other side of the space, what we will call the bleeding heart liberals or social justice warrior types, who do use dragon energy branding very well. One in particular, I'll mention her because I keep seeing her pop up in Ben Settle's Facebook group. Her name is Catrice M. Jackson, and she is, I guess, an anti-racism coach or speaker or consultant. And she does the most amazing job of repelling, normal people from her. And she just tends to attract all of the, I don't know, there's this clip on YouTube of, Patrice O'Neill. He's on a radio show, and then he's like, it's the hosts are white, and he's talking about this song called Creep by Radiohead. And he says this one line where, white people have this innate need to feel bad about things. So
I mean, it's not untrue.
So it's that sense of, she's tapping into that sense of, white guilt and white shame, and monetizing it very well.
Gotcha. Are you familiar with Sean King? I think it is.
Sean King, yeah.
I think
AKA,
he'd be another example of, on the other side, using
AKA,
yeah.
They call him Talcum X.
Oh my God, I've never heard that. That's funny. Yeah. No, he always, like, his posts always pop up in my Instagram on my Explore page. And yeah, never mind, I don't always agree with the stuff this guy says, but he definitely has developed this very strong, unique brand. And there's something to be said for that, no matter which side of any argument you stand on, that there's definitely something to be said for, look at, this is what I believe, this is who I am, deal with it or go away. And
exactly. And that's exactly what you want, right?
Do that.
Yeah. Typically, what you'll find is people who are showing up online for their business, they want to appeal to as many people as possible, and they end up appealing to no one.
Yeah, they don't stand out at all. It's just, it's boring, for lack of a better descriptor. And that's a real shame, because they could be perfectly great people with awesome services, but you're never going to know that because you're like, I can't even get past the front door. This is too bland.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of leads us next to our next point. Let's talk about your brand as a copywriter. You, from the moment I met you, had called yourself Dubai's most expensive copywriter. And I don't know how true that is, but it's pretty baller. Like, that's a baller move, right?
It is. It was just an experiment to begin with. I'll just go through my thought process how I came up with it, and it's still a thought, a sort of a an open thought experiment. So I want to position myself in this market as a premium copywriter or a premium brand.
Mm-hmm.
In the local Dubai market, it is quite common and the norm that freelance writers and content writers and writers in general are paid very, very low rates, and they're basically a commodity. All right. So in order to pre-qualify or screen prospects, I would like to, push away people who are price hunting. Okay, that's one
Yes.
aspect. All right. The second aspect is I've noticed all of the big name copywriters, the ones that we read about, the ones that are always mentioned. So they have a moniker or a tagline. So Gary Halbert is the Prince of Print. Let's see, David Garfinkel is the world's greatest copywriting coach. And I'm sure the others have their own sort of taglines. So this is a way for immediately when somebody mentions my name is Dubai's most expensive copywriter. Okay.
That's
Or
awesome.
when anybody thinks Dubai,
They
okay.
think of you. Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. Like, I don't even, yes, of course I have a friend in Dubai. Just like whenever I think of Zimbabwe, I think of Jay McConey because like he's that guy that I know. If I ever had somebody
Exactly.
who needed business in Africa, I'd be like, oh yeah, Jay McConey, 100%.
And I'll give you a perfect example of it working. Recently, I was in touch with people who are in charge of Agora's global projects. This happened early last year, and it was after, I believe, Brian Kurtz's mastermind or the Copy Chief Copy Chief Live, the event. Did you go to that in Florida
I
by
did
any
not.
chance?
No.
Okay. All right. So I get the email, and this is, Agora's head of global projects. And what he said, these are his exact words. Whether it was Kira or who was the other one? Lynn Swayze or whoever I spoke to when I mentioned Dubai, your name is the name that came up. Okay.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. So
That's pretty awesome. Like that's instant recognition. You just like made it happen like that. Who have we got today? We've got Beth, we've got Laura, we've got Michael, we've got Robert. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you guys could join us. This is on Zoom, so I can't see comments in real time. We've got Matthew. So I can't see comments in real time, but I'm super happy you guys are here because Nabeel is a really cool guy. Something similar happened back when I had when I was doing photography full time. I said, I'm going to start doing wedding photography. I'm ready. This is it. I want to do a bespoke wedding photography business, right? So I went into a local group and I said, who is the most expensive wedding photographer in San Antonio? And people were like, oh, I think so-and-so charges a lot. And so-and-so, they're at the 5,000 mark or whatever. And this guy, his name is Reginald Campbell. He was like, no, people, it's me. I'm the most expensive wedding photographer in San Antonio. And I was like, damn, that's again, baller move. And it set the bar in my mind. And he was like 10,000 more than the average. Yeah. So a big jump. But because he stood there and said, I'm the most expensive, immediately it set that value in my mind. So whenever I'm like, when somebody's like, hey, I need a wedding photographer, I'm like, you need Reg Campbell. He's the best. It's just how that works.
Let me give you another point. You said you don't know how true it is in terms of it being a factual statement. Mm-hmm. If I ever find a copywriter that's charging more than me in Dubai, I will raise my rates.
That's awesome.
So you know how like the Walmart thing is, if you can find it anywhere else at a cheaper price, we'll beat the price. Or is that Walmart or somewhere else? But it's just that idea just flipped on its head.
Yeah, no, I think that's brilliant. It's super smart. So cool. So that's kind of how you became that brand, that house. You're literally a household name
Yeah,
of
yeah.
us in the copywriting world. So let's talk about next, like where that sort of led you. Let's talk about your book and the process of writing and selling that. Tell me about the book.
All right. So I have had this, book in my mind for a while. Uh, it's a book about personal branding, and I wanted to make it a little bit more philosophical and talk more about the mindset aspects, and also simplify a lot of um, the the people get stuck in the tactics of trying to grow an audience online. What you can technically do is you basically isolate the fundamentals, what works across every single platform, no matter which platform you're using. All right, because people will be like, okay, I'm trying to grow my Twitter, let me go look for Twitter tips. I'm trying to grow my Instagram, let me go buy an Instagram course or buy one of those follow unfollow bots or things like that.
Mhm.
So I was just trying to isolate what works across every single platform. And basically what it comes down to is the fundamentals of direct response. It's, having a strong USP and a strong offer and strong positioning. It's, creating content that gets people's attention. It's growing and nurturing your audience, and then it's selling them stuff. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Build an audience, let them know what you're up to, and then make money. Super simple. It
Exactly.
so many people don't know that, and especially my audience here is not all copywriters. So there are other people who are small business owners, and they're so like they have to do the business of their business. So when
Mm.
it comes time to meet with a copywriter, and I'm like, so what is your USP? What is what offers are you making regularly? They're like, but that's so important that you set that stuff up. Hey Todd, morning. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what the book is about, is those fundamentals that you have to set in place if you want to really make a big splash, right?
exactly. What up, Todd? What up, Josh? Josh Garofalo's in here. Jeff.
Oh, the famous Josh.
Um,
I got to talk to that guy.
I want to say hi to Laura as well. Laura just bought my book recently. Hello, Beth.
Oh,
Hello, Michael. And hello, Matthew. Okay, so
Matthew,
where were we?
my friend Onyx Singal. So that is where we know each other from. I'm popping in a link to Nabeel's book in case you guys want to go check it out as well. It's pretty cool stuff. I have all the baldies. I guess
Hi,
you're
Chuck. Yeah, the
I'm
bald,
not,
the bald beardos. Yeah,
yeah, I'm not harassed though, so you can have any kind of hair and be here.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm sure harassed will be a thing soon.
Yeah.
All right, so that is what the book's about. Let's talk about the process of selling and like creating. Obviously, you're like, I got to figure out what works, and then I'm going to slam it into a book. Then what happened?
All right, so I have built a list. Before I started promoting the book, the list was just under 700 people, okay? And most of these people came onto my list through Twitter. And I sell, five-figure service packages, and the majority of the people on that list were not the right audience for that, that kind of
That price
offer.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them don't have a business. Most of them are just starting out. So, and I keep getting this great feedback from people, sharing my stuff on Twitter, inviting people to get on my list, people asking me, are you writing a book? I wish there was some way I could, give you money for the value that you're providing, yada, yada, yada. And I was thinking, is there some way I could, still serve them with
Mhm.
something that's a little bit more entry level to invest in the relationship, okay? Because opportunity cost wise, me writing a $19 ebook is a net negative, right? In
Right.
terms of what
Yeah.
I can do
Unless you
with
sell
my
it a
time.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to, and Jay Abraham calls this the strategy of preeminence. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to invest in the relationship, build up the audience to the level where now they need, Nabeel Aziz's copywriting services. And by the time they get there, I'll be the only person in their mind when they need copy, because I have served them and served them and served them and become, their trusted advisor.
I'm a little familiar with that method. Yeah.
Exactly.
252 Facebook Lives later. But writing a book is great because it's recyclable. It sells itself. You don't have to keep doing it. What was I going to say? Oh, so on Twitter, I have a question about that. Now I mainly know you from Facebook, and you're a big personality here on Facebook. Like you make no bones about who you are and what you believe. Is that kind of how you are on Twitter as well?
I'm worse on Twitter.
Nice. Twitter is kind of an S-word show. So people they feel free to do that. And I mean, I myself, I don't think I'm any worse per se on Twitter, but definitely a little bit weirder. So what's your Twitter handle? I'll drop that in too.
Yeah, the Twitter is Nabeel Aziz DXB. That's 2 E's in Nabeel. Yeah, 2 E's in Nabeel, 2 E's in Aziz.
Okay, I'll find you.
Yeah.
Cool. So awesome. And apparently we follow each other. Now I know. I've been retweeting your stuff. How did I not know that? Yeah. Here we go. Cool. Hey, Anna. All right. So basically you wrote the book and you pitched it to the list, and then what happened?
All right, cool. Before I answer this question, whoever's watching, please share this live with your friends so that we get more eyeballs on it. And also give us some heart reacts or angry face reacts. Because Facebook counts that more as your stupid thumbs up.
I cannot believe that my friend Yusuf is not here right now, because Yusuf is the king of like sharing and liking and stuff. I need my fan section. Yusuf Chaudhry, where are you? Anyway.
Right. Okay. So let's see. Now, where was I? The other reason I was writing the book is as lead gen for my copywriting biz, because I told you most of the people come into a free list. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is a problem I realized about free content. And Ben Settle keeps talking about this over and over again, but I didn't realize it until now. You give free content, you attract not necessarily that everybody is low quality, but subscribers who are, they're not qualified. You can't qualify them.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you know who Bushra is?
Bushra Azhar, yes.
Yes. Yeah. She has a top, like she says, basically
build a list of buyers.
You give, you're training people that you're a library, but you're not a library. You're a bookstore. Eventually they need to buy something. So I think that's the same sort of concept.
Exactly. So I learned this a little bit late, and we try to mitigate that by putting a gate in front of them in terms of the lead magnet. And the lead magnet tends to be something specific to the type of audience that we're trying to, attract. However, even with the free lead magnet, I'm sure you have hundreds or thousands of ebooks in your computer that you've never read. I do too. Ebooks, checklists, whatever. So what happens is you're still attracting freebie seekers, and that's generally not a good thing, because every person who's on your list, you're paying for that space, to your email service provider. Maybe it's $29 a month. That's not a big deal. But once you get into the tens of thousands and the hundreds of thousands, that's some serious overhead. So I was writing the book as a way to put a significant barrier to entry, so that I'm qualifying people very well before they come into my funnel. And pretty soon, once I've gotten the book written fully and published, it will be the only way that you can get on my list. I'm still trying to work out the technicalities of that. Maybe I'll still keep the free list, but I'm going to make sure that the people I spend most of my time and energy on are the people who have bought that book.
So that's a bold move, and it's super counterintuitive. Thank you for sharing, Josh. I super appreciate that. That is a bold and counterintuitive move to what most marketers do, but I think it could really pay dividends, because you're not going to have any of those tire kickers, or like you're going to cultivate a very, very powerful list with that strategy. I'm not sure how you do it from a technical standpoint, but oh well.
Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. All right, so on to the selling of the book. All right, so June 20th, I decided to write this book on a whim, basically. It was up until June 20th, it was not in my mind at all. I was, I had started messing around with trying to, build a video course of some sort, with the similar purpose of serving, the entry level subscribers. But then I realized it would take too much time for me to execute. So what is the next best thing? And Bob Bly talks about this a lot on his email newsletter. When people ask him, why don't you do a video course? Why do you only sell, $30 ebooks? And his argument is it's the ease of execution. He does do video material, but those are pretty much joint ventures where all he does is be the expert and provide the material, and they do all of the marketing. Okay, so June 20th, I decide I'm going to write the book, and you can find the tweet on my page, and it's even on my Facebook page. I was planning on launching an online course, but I want to move fast and get it out quickly. So now I've decided to write a book. I bought the domain, and then I just plopped the link there. The link goes to my just a basic ConvertKit landing page, one of the templated landing pages, where they can sign up to the list and get tagged as a pre-launch Dragon Energy list member. Okay, what do they get when they join my pre-launch list? They get early bird pricing to the draft version of the book, which doesn't exist yet. They get
whoa. It's not done yet.
No, I've only written 3 chapters, and I've sent 3 of the draft chapters to my email list, and I'm going to just
You know what? That in and of itself is a mind blower for so many people out there. They think that they've got to complete this product before they even start to market it. And you waste so much time and energy if you don't know that it's going to sell. And that's really frustrating. Matthew says, Nabeel, Ben Settle says, email your list every single day. Do you feel this as well? Nabeel does email his list every day. The thing about that is if you don't, in my experience, if you don't have something that you can send them on to, it's not going to be profitable. So and for you personally, wait until you develop something that you can offer them.
Yeah. And for the longest time, I still did the daily emails, and I didn't sell them anything except asking them to book a consult call. So I was still selling, but that people clicked on the link, but there weren't that many calls coming in. I did get 1 or 2 calls, but there was no congruence between the people on the list and the offer that I was sending them.
And that's hard, right? That's really hard when you've got that, like, and here's a low value thing, but I'm asking you to buy this really high value service. That disconnect is difficult to overcome.
Yeah, and there's an important point here. When you're creating content like that for people and you're doing it every single day, if you don't get a return on your investment and you don't start seeing money coming in, your mindset about it is going to go to shit. Okay. Yes, it's just natural, because you're serving. Yes, you're doing it without the expectation of anything in return, but at the end of the day, you're running a business, right? Mm-hmm. So you need to find a way to monetize that audience as quickly as possible, even with something small.
Or it'll exhaust you. I mean, and that's just nature. That's literal nature. Even my dog will only do so many tricks if I'm not giving her a treat, right?
Exactly.
That's just how it is. So make sure you monetize that list ASAP. Matthew says he has an online course. So yeah, give it a shot, dude. What do you have to lose? Literally, what do you have to lose? People who aren't going to buy from you anyways? Screw them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is the key. The pre-launch list is just a standard thing. You just tag them, and they show that they're interested in the product. That doesn't really mean much, because what people say they do and what they actually do are totally different things. Okay, so from June 20th, I was advertising to people to get on the pre-launch list. Whenever I sent out a daily email, that was the offer that I was selling to them. Okay, and off and on, I would put out specific content on social media, on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, asking people directly to jump on the pre-launch list for Dragon Energy. So there's the direct sign up, and there's the sign up through my free email newsletter. Okay, as I was doing this, okay, my actual email list grew 40%.
Wow.
So it's over 900 now. It's getting close to 1,000, and I managed to get 242 people to raise their hand and join that pre-launch list. Which again, that doesn't really mean much. They've just clicked the button and they're tagged. Okay. Now, when they join the pre-launch list, they get access to the first draft. Like I said, it doesn't exist. It comes out a day at a time, and it goes to their email in an automated drip sequence. Okay. And the way I sweetened the deal was I made it a very, very high perceived value offer. So they get the draft, they get the final ebook when it's published in all formats. They'll get, I'll send them instructions on how to put it on their Kindle when the PDF is launched or the EPUB is launched. They'll get the paperback when it's launched. They'll also get the audiobook when it's launched. And they get access to a secret Facebook group called the Dragon Energy Collective. And as well as that, they'll get exclusive masterclasses with experts in the marketing game or the digital branding game right now, of which Misha is one. She's going to be joining us in a thing shortly. I think we're going to interview her about setting up video and doing live video and recorded video stuff. Okay,
I can talk on that knowledgeably. I think I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the master. All right, so it's a very high perceived value offer. And the pre-launch list gets it at $19. Okay, now.
Dang, that is a sweetheart of a deal. That's incredible.
Okay, yeah, but it's gone now. You can't get it anymore.
Okay, sorry guys, can't get it anymore. What's available now?
It's the same offer, but you get it at $49.
So you should have been on the list last week.
Yeah. So July 1st is when I opened the cart. All right. So now it's on Gumroad. I'm on my email service provider is ConvertKit. Super simple to set up. You create a product on Gumroad. You can use their free plan, and if you want to upgrade to the paid plan, you can. And ConvertKit has its own rule automation where if somebody purchases something on Gumroad, they get the product delivery, and then you can sign them up to a sequence.
Oh, that's nice. So, I didn't realize they had integration with Gumroad. I don't know why I didn't know that. I guess
there is. You can check it out. Yeah. That is a super simple way to sell info products, ebooks, whatever. All right, so now they're tagged. Okay, when they buy, they get the draft chapters one by one. All right, so July 1st was the cart open. Just send out one email to the pre-launch list and then a follow-up email to the unopens. As of in 2 days, we had 50 sales. Okay. All right,
like
and
that.
I'm
just like that. Not do you have like a long ass sales page and this
no,
whole thing, like you had to do a free webinar or just boom, like super warm list. Here's my offer.
Yeah, it was just one email, okay, to the pre-launch list, and then a follow-up email. And I'm still doing my daily emails, and in the daily emails, I'm selling the book. Now, if they're tagged with the pre-launch list tag, they'll see the discount link. And if they're not tagged, they see the regular price link. So the pre-launch list can still buy it at 19 for however long it takes. Sweet. But now the price, as soon as the cart opened, the price went up to 49.
That's awesome. That's super. That's like so simple. It's hard to believe that it works, right? But obviously it does.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been as simple if I didn't already have a super warm list. But still, you can do it from a cold list. In fact, I would recommend you do it, from the get-go, because you can just set up your welcome sequence and your automation, your sales automation to, as soon as they get on your list, while they're still, in a buying state.
Yeah.
To send them emails to sell them.
Yes, and that is something that is so important. If you do not have a list, if you are brand new to this, if you're like, I don't even have a Twitter yet, you can still set this up and do it from day one. A lot of people think, okay, well, in 2 years, 2 years from now, I'll go ahead and set all this up because by then I'll build an audience and by then I'll have built my product and blah, 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 blah. You're just putting 2 years ahead of yourself. You're basically wasting 2 years of your life. When you do it this way from the jump, you can then optimize every step of the way. And meanwhile, you're making money. Like, why just
Yeah.
get
And
started?
here's, yeah, exactly. Absolutely correct. Exactly the point. And here's the kicker. If you are somebody in a service business, so you have services that you're going to sell to these buyers, now you can start driving traffic to your opt-in or your off or your ebook or your page, because depending on how well your sales sequence is optimized, those sales are gonna pay for your traffic for itself. So it's, I guess they call it the self-liquidating funnel
Yeah.
or whatever it's called,
Yeah. It's an
right?
self-liquidating offer.
Exactly. So the ebooks, you're still getting the highly qualified emails on your list, okay? And you're basically playing with house money because now you're covering the ad costs with the sales that you're making. And there's a really cool case study about this on Benji Hyams and Devesh Kanal's Grow and Convert. Maybe I'll find the link and then we'll put it in the notes to this thingy. So now you can start driving traffic to your offers without putting stuff on a credit card and getting into debt and worrying, and that mindset block of spending money for traffic is not there, because you have the possibility of at least subsidizing your ad costs or covering them entirely from the book sales.
Yes, and that's super awesome. Josh said, Misha Hettie, your lighting is on point. What's your secret? If you turn your camera, will we see a team of lighting technicians? Yes, in fact, you will. No, I have a ring light over to my left-hand side and then a window over to my right. So
boom.
It's balanced. But thank you for the compliment on my lighting setup. So that's super cool. Let's remind me again where people can get the book, and I'll drop a link in again.
Yeah, it's dragonenergy.me.
So we got to talk about that. And I'm not hip to the stuff that the kids are hip to these days. So I was talking about this offer with my friend Brian Lenny, and he's like, "Oh, did he get that from Kanye?" And I was like, "I literally have no idea what you're talking about. Tell us a little bit about that inspiration."
Yeah. Okay. So before I decided that I was going to write the book, so this is several months ago, my friend Alexander Juan Antonio Cortez tweeted out a testimonial or some praise of me, saying that I am a master of content and digital branding. Okay. And that's when the idea sort of went to my head, maybe I could teach something around, personal branding. And I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, and I like the idea of his, very simple and applicable and practical philosophy to living life. And he has a way of, eliminating all of the head trash that we sort of go through as we're trying to, live life and trying to do things. So that's where the idea of, the Tao of personal branding comes in, because a Tao is basically just the way, okay? And it's typically the fundamentals stripped of all of the fluff and the tactics, and just the essentials of what you need to build a strong personal brand. So that's where Tao of Personal Branding came in, okay? And then recently, I believe it was in April, okay? Now Kanye West has a bit of a history with Donald Trump, in the sense that he went to visit Donald Trump in the White House, and then he went on this rant during one of his concerts, which he then ended up hospitalized for exhaustion or whatever. But I think that was a psyop. That was not a real thing. Whenever somebody gets too woke, they basically call him crazy, and that's a recurring motif in the mainstream media. Hashtag woke. All right. So now
It's a verbal conversation, but hashtag woke, yes.
Yeah. So now he sort of backed off from that and was focused more on his producing his music. Recently, he started creating a bit of buzz on Twitter. So on April 24th, he starts talking about dragon energy and, you know, what dragon energy is. So it's leadership, it's foresight, it's strength of will, whatever, whatever. Then he puts out another tweet talking about Donald Trump, saying, nobody can make me stop loving Trump. He's got that dragon energy. He's my brother, extra, yada, yada, yada. He gets retweeted by Trump, and Trump says, thank you. And then it turned into this whole shit show. Some people believe he's sincere. Some people think he was just doing it to get attention, to create buzz for his albums. And this is a really important point, and it's a central theme of the book when creating your audience. Assuming that Kanye is sincere in that he wants to spread love and he wants to engage people of different views and create unity between warring factions on the political spectrum. Now, he's spreading this message of love, of positive energy, and all that good shit. And he is getting nothing but hate for it from at least 50% of the total addressable audience. So it really doesn't matter what you say online. There are some people out there who are going to hate you for it. So don't even worry about that. Just double down on what you really believe, okay? Your honest expression of how you feel. Express yourself authentically, and that's when you have the dragon energy personal brand, or a true personal brand in general. Because a personal brand is not the persona that you play online, okay? When you pretend you're somebody online that you're not really in private, there's a sense of incongruence there. There's a cognitive dissonance there, and you will end up sabotaging yourself because your subconscious can't take it. People can't live a facade forever. It just somehow
exhausting. One, it's exhausting, and two, there's that constant fear of getting found out, and that's no way to approach your business or your life. That's like, why would you want to put yourself in a state of constant fear, right? Like you said, somebody's going to hate you no matter what you do or say. It's just it is the way it is. My husband and I call it bitch eating crackers. Like, you're like, look at that bitch over there eating crackers. Like, no matter what you do, somebody's going to hate on it. So yeah, you're no matter who you are, you're somebody's bitch eating crackers.
exactly.
So just do it your way. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where dragon energy came in. So it just sort of, now it fits together. There's that whole Eastern vibe. Okay. Dragon energy, Tao, personal branding. It sounds kind of exotic and curiosity generating. And actually, I was doing a bit of research for the book. And in Eastern culture or tradition, in the Taoist tradition, or Chinese culture in general, a dragon refers to a group of people who are, or not just a group of people, but a group in general moving towards some objective with a shared goal. All right. And that sort of translates directly to building a tribe online. Yeah. And dragon energy, according to this Taoist tradition, is basically it's like the Force in Star Wars. It's the unseen energy that powers everything that exists in the universe.
Cool.
All right. And when you're a leader building a personal brand, you are powering your audience to achieve the goals that you're trying to help them with, and they're powering you through their support. So it all kind of fits in together with the idea of, building a personal brand, growing your authority online, collecting a tribe of people, like-minded individuals around you, and then together, you and they helping each other achieve the goals that you want to achieve.
That's awesome. So basically this title, it works on so many levels, and it's more than just, haha meme culture. It works on so many levels. So you guys, when you go to title your project that you're about to do, because Nabeel and I told you it's super easy and you can do it, get you a title like that. Maybe hire Dubai's most expensive copywriter to think it up for you. Just a thought.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe.
So thank you so much. Do you have any more to add on this topic?
I do not. I believe we covered quite a bit. I want to thank you so much for having me on your page. You are such a special person, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. That's an uncommonly good thing to say. Um,
Namaste.
yes, namaste indeed. I like that. All right.
That's
So
a bit of cultural appropriation there.
yeah, I know, but I'm a yogi. I've been a yogi for 20 years. Am I allowed to say it?
You can, but then the fake woke people will lynch you.
For saying it? Okay. So whatever the white version of namaste is, like go with God. I don't know. Um, the light in me recognizes the light in you. Let's see.
Love and light, people.
Maybe Nabeel can pop on and answer that question. I'm about to wrap this up. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for showing up, everybody who tuned in and watched this cool show. If you want to grab Nabeel's book, the link is in the comments. If you want to develop your own, I recommend you get started today. We're not, you guys, he gave you the dates and he told you exactly how easy it was to make this thing happen. And he's already, how many sales are you up to? 60 something?
We're at 52 now.
52 sales from a product that doesn't technically fully exist yet, just by shit posting on Twitter, inviting people to a list, telling people you're going to sell them something, and then literally being like, give me your money. I mean,
Exactly.
you can do this. Go be
Yeah.
crazy on Twitter. No, but seriously, thank you so much, Nabeel. Guys, go check out his book. And I don't actually know how do I end this? You the one who's
I have to end it because I'm the admin. All right. Bye, Misha.
thanks, guys. Have an uncommonly good day. Bye.
Bye bye.